At long last, the Premier League is back. We are back, and I hope that you guys are back as well. Yeah, the Premier League returns on Boxing Day for week 17 of this 2022-2023 season. We've got 10 fixtures to predict. Just briefly though, top of the leaderboard over at the Super Brew website currently with 148 points is SportCat01. So he is the top G at the moment. We've all got to catch up with him. Ferris77 currently on 147.5 points, is just behind him, but it's all to play for, so let's just get down to business.
Okay, so all these games for Boxing Day are on Amazon Prime, every single one of them. So first up, we've got the midday kickoff, the 12:30 between Brentford and Spurs. Now, Brentford sort of lingering in mid-table, actually had a good run in it until the World Cup.
They beat Man City.
Very, very impressive. As Tottenham, very, very patchy, but obviously form does go out the window now for this one. Interesting to see which way they take it. Richarlison, of course, is out for Spurs. Brentford have got a few players out as well. Probably just going to edge it Spurs 2-1.
2-1. I know a lot of people are actually tipping Brentford in this match because, as you say, Richarlison, Son coming back from the World Cup, Harry Kane, Bentancur, but I think he may be injured anyway for this one. Højbjerg was out there at the World Cup. So Lloris, of course, for France. So a lot of players returning. Okay, Brentford had a couple as well, the likes of Bueno, but everybody's back now. There are Carabao Cup matches being played at the moment. Time recording is Wednesday, but I think this is going to end up all square. As you said, Brentford had a fantastic result against Manchester City last time out, but prior to that they were winless in 4, although they did actually draw 3 of those matches. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this match, just for them to get back into the swing of things. And moving on to the first of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, also on Amazon, we've got Crystal Palace coming up against Fulham. Another one, hard to really pick a winner for this one because they're, back in the
close to each other in the table.
They are, the World Cup and everything. We're not sure what to expect. Coming in a little bit cold, although there have been friendly matches, etc. But at home, it is in London. I'm going to go for a Palace 2-1 victory. They're in 11th position. Okay, they did lose last time out away against Nottingham Forest, but home form is pretty decent with wins recently against Southampton and Wolves. So a 2-1 victory for Palace for me.
Yeah, this is a tricky one for me. I think it massively benefits Fulham, the fact that Alexander Mitrovic did in fact go out early with Serbia, of course, and they have had a few other players. Harry Wilson was out early with Wales, sadly, and a few others in there as well. So they should be pretty much fresh. I believe Palace might have had the odd player that did go out as well, but I can see them cancelling each other out 1-1. Next up, we've got Everton coming up against Wolves. Now, Everton, terrible form going into the World Cup, 1 winning 6, of course, and then Wolves rock bottom, foot of the table. What haven't won in 5 matches. Lopetegui is now in charge of that one. This will be pretty much his first game in charge as well. Difficult. We don't know what to expect with them. Wolves have had players at the World Cup too. I'm going to back them. There's something about Everton that just doesn't sit right with me. I'm going to go 2-0 Wolves.
Yeah, something that doesn't sit right with Wolves for myself. They can't score. Only 8 goals in their 15 matches this season. There is a new manager, and he'll probably had a little bit of time to work with them because Portugal got knocked out of the World Cup fairly early, didn't they? I think it was in the round of 16. No, it wasn't. It was quarters. I think it was the quarters, wasn't it?
Out by Morocco.
Yeah, indeed. Everton, 4 defeats in the last 6 and only 1 win and a draw in this one. But I'm going to back them at home because Wolves can't score at all. I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory for the Toffees in this kind of a reset and back into the swing of things. Next we've got Leicester coming up against Newcastle. Now, prior to the break, Leicester were in a fantastic run of form. 4 wins in their last 6, and the only defeat out of those 6 matches was a home defeat against Manchester City. However, Newcastle been fantastic all season, only 1 defeat this season, are currently on a 5-game winning streak, and I can see them actually going to Leicester and carving out a 2-1 victory They won 1-0 in the Carabao Cup. Not at the greatest of games on Tuesday evening, but I fancy them just to sneak past Leicester 2-1.
Yeah, I fancy the Toonami in this one, to be honest. Absolutely scintillating form before the World Cup, of course, and then whereas Leicester, I just don't know what to make of them. Yes, Brenda did turn it around going into it. What was it? 4 wins in 5. Very, very good. However, I think the World Cup has come at the wrong time for him. It'll kill their momentum coming up against, look at the confidence that Newcastle have at the moment. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 to Newcastle. Next up, we've got Southampton against Brighton. A nice little South Coast clash there as well.
Especially on Boxing Day. There's lots of clubs who have got to travel a long way, but this one is perfect for Boxing Day, isn't it?
Yeah, Southampton currently in 19th. 3 losses on the bounce, of course. Obviously, that doesn't really count so much. And then Brighton, a bit patchy under De Zerbi, but obviously he's come in. He had a little bit of a bounce, but started to drop off a little bit now. Don't know where to go with this one. Nathan Jones, of course, coming into charge for his first game, I believe, as well. I would back him potentially, but it is Brighton. If it was Brighton from a few years ago, I would have gone about 2-3-1 Southampton. But because of the way Brighton have been this season, yes, McAllister's still going to be out because all of the Argentina players are getting an extra break and they've still got to come back. And Wepu is out as well. Danny Welbeck's currently got a bit of a doubt too. Muller's ruled out. I'm still going to back him. I'm going to go 1-0 Brighton.
1-0 Brighton. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go for a Brighton victory in this one. Southampton have been appalling this season. 1 win in their last 6. 3 defeats
go down
on the trot. Okay, Brighton, there's a little bit of a hole with McAllister. He'll be full of confidence when he comes back in. January transfer window's coming up. Could he be on his way?
Yeah, but then again, he's sort of been in the middle of that Brighton team. There's sort of that utility player, one of those players that has been at the clubs for years, even though he is only 23, and he's just there and he does a great job.
Yeah.
But obviously he's not someone that will be high up in the transfer market, and he's just he does the job.
Yeah, Brighton been strong this season. Southampton look dire. As we said, I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory to the Seagulls on that South Coast derby. Then 5:30 on Boxing Day, we've got Aston Villa coming against Liverpool. The Egyptian king, if you like, wasn't the World Cup. He was in very fine form before the World Cup. Aston Villa, okay, in 12th position, 3 victories in their last 4 matches. Of course, Mr. Gerrard isn't gone there.
Is there now?
And the master of winning cups, but can he do it in the league? He didn't do it on Arsenal, though, did he?
But look at that Arsenal team off the pitch as well.
Nunes, before the World Cup, was getting on score sheets, providing assists. We know that Diaz is out until I think around about March or the end of February, so I am going to go for a Liverpool victory. I think it's going to be 2-0.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to just edge it to Liverpool 2-1 as well. I think Villa will score, though. They don't have Coutinho in their bit of magic power in there, but they still have the depth to push it through, and I think Emery will get some momentum after this Liverpool game and continue the good run of form. Okay, so next up we've got 8 o'clock kickoff, and all London affair. Whoever's put these matches at these schedules, fair play. Next up we've got Arsenal against West Ham. Now, Arsenal top of the shops at Christmas. Who thought that coming? And by some distance as well.
14 matches, 1 draw, 1 defeat and 12 wins.
That is so good. And then they're coming up against the West Ham team out of confidence, losing left, right and centre, losing some big games that they should be winning as well. West Ham have also got players out. Scamacca, Antonio, Cresswell. Huge losses there. I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0.
Could be more.
Yeah, well, Arsenal themselves, Jesus is injured. So Nketiah will probably start up front for the Gunners in this one. West Ham, their firepower, they've got nobody up front at the moment. Pretty decent in midfield. So it's an all-London affair. 2-1 to Arsenal for me. Then we move on to Tuesday, where Chelsea take on Bournemouth.
Imagine not watching your team on Boxing Day.
I know. Yeah, those fans of Chelsea and Bournemouth, they've got an extra day drinking, you could say, but they do it on Boxing Day for their football anyway, most of them. But Chelsea at home, I think they'll take all 3 points in this one. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. And Mr. Potter, currently in 8th place with Chelsea, 3 defeats on the trot.
Could be under a bit of pressure.
I think that the World Cup break came at a good time for them. Okay, a lot of their players were away. but it gives him time to think and to sort out his tactics. So 2-0 to me for Chelsea.
Absolutely, but then again, look at what he was like at the start of his Brighton tenure. And he's come in midway through the season as well. I never thought I'd be backing Graham Potter, to be honest, but yeah, they're coming up against the Bournemouth side. Gary Neal, of course, full-time contract was offered, destroyed Everton 3-0 before the World Cup, but it's Everton. Look at the results before then, that's all I'll say. I'm going to back Chelsea 1-0. Very, very tight. Next up, we've got Man United against Nottingham Forest. Now, Nottingham Forest had some very good form going into the World Cup. Draws, wins. Yeah. However, only 2 losses in those 6 matches. So it did come at the wrong time for them, I think. They're actually drawing against Blackburn Rovers at the moment. Very, very interesting. And they're coming up against a Man United side. Well, you just don't know which one's going to turn up, do you? I think Man United will edge at Old Trafford, but I can see Nottingham Forest giving them a game. 2-1 Man United.
2-1. Well, Man United have been very, very strong at home. We know that Nottingham Forest only 1 defeat in their last 5, but Man United, 5th position, want to get into those Champions League places. I think they'll get a victory in this one. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory to the Red Devils. And the final fixture of this game week takes place on Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Even worse.
And that's between Leeds United, Man City. Erling Haaland will be chomping at the bit. He'll be watching that World Cup. Why wasn't he there? So he's going to be shooting practice probably non-stop. A lot of those Man City players were away, a few of the Leeds as well, particularly a couple of for the United States, of course.
Mind, they would have had the break coming back to
They would have had a bit of a break, but I think Man City should take all 3 points in this one. I'm going to go for a 3-0 away victory, comprehensive.
Please destroy Leeds, Man City. I'm just going to go for, I think they'll score Leeds, but 3-1 Man City. I hope it's more, honestly.
So that concludes our predictions for week 17 of this festive fixture list. There's more matches to come, which will be on the Friday and the Saturday of next week, which is New Year's Eve, of course. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Super Brew website, link in the description, and also the code there. On Boxing Day, ourselves, Nathan, we're going to be at the football, a championship match.
Sadly.
Cardiff City taking on QPR, probably in the cold as well. Will there be a vlog that day?
There will be, and it'll be very interesting to see the crowd reaction after the news the other day.
And referees and debacle and all that.
Everything's going wrong.
Yeah, but thanks for joining us once again. Hope each and every one of you, if you celebrate, have a happy holiday, happy Christmas, or happy festivities over this period. Make sure you leave your predictions, as we said, and we'll see you all in the next video.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a